But we also would like to recognize Dru Bru. They've been incredibly generous with allowing us to utilize their space. We'll be coming here more for other events. So definitely gather up their beer and their merch too. We'd also really like to thank Boardshop. They have been incredibly generous by donating their skills and their ink in making all of our amazing sweatshirts, tote bags, and t-shirts free of charge. So it's been a really incredible opportunity. We've also had the opportunity to partner with, just drawing a little breakdown. Die cut stickers, sorry. Woo, got a little anxious getting up here. Diederichs from Die Cut Stickers has been super generous in making us some cool stickers. We have other things coming our way, and that awesome banner back there of the Quincy art that you will see. So please come and visit our table. Please follow our incredible supporters and give them some representation. And good luck, Matt.
Hello, everybody. My name is Matt Fluegge. I'm CEO and Senior Project Manager for Grindline Skateparks. I've been with the company for 19 years now, and I've overseen all the design and construction for 15 of those years. I've also lived in Cle Elum for 6 years now, and my wife and I love it here, so this is a special project for us to be able to do in our hometown. And here at Dru Bru, where we get to have beers while we talk about skate parks. So, let's see here. Computer's frozen. So yeah, Grindline, we design and build custom cast in place concrete skate parks. We've been doing it for over 20 years. We've been a corporation since '02, so this is our 20th anniversary of doing this. We've done 300 plus skate parks, mostly in the United States, but a handful overseas, so we enjoy doing it where anyone will let us. Just to kind of give you an example of like some of the different terrain that we've designed and built. I mean, anything from big, gnarly bowls to incorporating, on-site features like rocks, brick stamping features. We built parks under overpasses. This one's done in front of the Art Museum in Philadelphia, where the big rocky globes are. It's incorporating basically like a public gathering space in a skate park into one project. We also like to do like local identity, where we represent the community and the place we're building in the stuff that we build. This is just an example here in Burlington, Vermont. You see the Vermont manual pad here and a big sail in the background. Burlington's a big maritime town, and that was just a little bit of an art representation there. So slow. I just want to talk a little bit about our philosophy. It's like a three-pronged structure where we base it on community involvement, timeless design, and integration of context. We'll talk a little bit about each of those as we go through this presentation here. Community involvement, that's what we're all doing here right now. Engage. We want to talk to all you guys, get your feedback, empower. This is another important aspect of this community process, is to let you guys know that this is your park. We're going to come in here. Well, it's going to be my park too, because I live here. But, Grindline's going to come here, design the park, build the park, and then after that, it's going to be up to you guys as a community to take care of it and, make sure it stays in that pristine state in which we leave it. An exchange, and that's just getting your guys' feedback, coming back to you at the next meeting with a proposed concept, getting your ideas on what you like, what you don't like, what you want to change. Maybe it's perfect. Hopefully, we'll see. So we did an online survey. A lot of you guys already participated in that, so I just want to kind of go over that since it's just part of the community involvement. As far as everyone that took the survey, we had about 62% that lived in Upper Kittitas County and 38 that did not. And we can decipher those individual forms as we go through the design process as well. Age range. Pretty good group there in the 25 through 44, which is pretty typical in skate parks actually. There's definitely a lot of young participants that don't necessarily do the survey, so we take that into consideration. Skate park versus amenities, this is just like, you know, how much of the budget do you want to see go towards skatable terrain versus like benches and shade structures, water fountains, stuff like that. And the overwhelming consensus was an 80-20 split, which is good mix and pretty standard. And as far as types of amenities, lights came out on top. That's also pretty common in skate parks. The one issue with lights is that it's extremely taxing on a project budget. As far as like active use lighting, you're looking at around $100,000 to light a park. And also given this location, I'm not sure how well it would go over with the neighborhoods surrounding the park. So that's something that we'll consider as we get into design. And skate park terrain. So this is kind of just gauging what percentage of street skating terrain versus transition terrain that people want to see. You know, the top one was 80% transition, 20% street, but you also got a close second with the 60% street, 40% transition. So I think what we're getting back is a good mix, a little bit of everything for everyone in the park, which we try to do always anyways. This is specific street terrain. Pretty standard stuff of what we see everywhere. You know, there's a couple components that you want to see in every park. Your standard ledge, flat bar, manual pads, stuff like that. So pretty much as to be expected. And then transition terrain, mini ramp being the top item. So I noticed here that flow bowl was pretty far up there, and basically most of all of these can be incorporated into a flow bowl. So you can get all of those items under that one feature. Pool bowl did pretty well as well. So yeah, good feedback. I think we got 48 people responded to the survey, so thank you everyone that did. And those that didn't, we passed out comment forms, so please put your comments down, draw pictures on the back, bullet points, whatever. We'll take anything you give us. And so just to talk a little bit more about timeless design, that's, you know, incorporating flow into the park. You guys are going to give us a bunch of ideas of everything that you want, and we're going to have to take all that into consideration and basically come up with a cohesive design that like works and flows. Everything's laid out perfectly, you know, spatially and everything. And then progression. So our design philosophy we use is ladder progression is what we call it. And that's basically designing features that are fun and challenging for everybody, you know, from beginners all the way up to advanced. So it's not like we don't do segregated areas like this is the beginner area, this is intermediate, this is advanced. It's like we want to build a whole park that's fun to skate for everybody and doesn't get boring after 6 months, 2 years, 5 years, whatever. And then aesthetics, you know, we want to create. Right now we've got a giant concrete box with a fence around it out there, and it's not it's not very pleasing to the eye for anybody driving by. So we want to, soften the look up of the concrete, do integral color, stamping textures, stuff like that. Green space within the skate park, anything like that to kind of soften that feel and make it look like it was supposed to be there. And then integration and context, so that's where we identify, the specific project goals to each project and make sure that we're hitting all those. This one is pretty straightforward. Get to that in a second. Site analysis, and then local identity. So scope for this project is basically demo the old park, get it out of there, and replace it with a world-class skateboarding facility. I think preliminary discussions, we're talking about doing a multi-phase design, kind of identifying what the current budget is as a phase one, and then hopefully, designing a phase two that we can go out into the community, try to raise additional funds and awareness, and hopefully get, a park that fills that whole space bill. And then amenities for skaters and viewers. So not just people skateboarding, but parents that bring their kids in, people that just want to sit and watch. Like, skateboarding is a great spectator sport. It's fun for passerbys through the park that just want to watch for 10 minutes or whatever. So just creating areas where they feel comfortable and can relax and hopefully have some relief from the sun and whatnot. What's up, buddy? So site analysis, that's basically the information we get from the site. We go in there, probably what looks like a boring white picture on the right-hand side is a site survey, so that shows us all the topography of the site, elevations, tree locations, stuff like that. And we also do a geotech investigation, which is basically a dirt report. We go in and do borings into the soil, figure out what type of soil is underneath the park, what we need to do to prep for it, where the water table is, how deep we can go down to build a bowl or any other subsurface feature like that. Local identity, so this is where we definitely want to hear from you guys about what we can do to design this park to represent Cle Elum and all at Upper Kittitas County. Just a couple examples here. The upper left there is a park we did for the Slalom tribe here in Washington, where their logo is a salmon, and those steps are actually all different colored fish scales down the steps. Below that is the Hana Park in Maui, Hawaii, where we did skatable volcanoes to represent the volcanoes of Hawaii. This is in Manchester, Vermont. We did a blue stained concrete throughout the park to represent the river that runs through Manchester. Then you got Houston up here, where they like to do everything big and super literal. So you got the Texas Star right here in the street course, and this bowl up here is actually in the shape of the state of Texas. So just a couple examples. And then just to talk a little bit about the design phases that we're going to be going through as we move through design. So conceptual design, that's why we're here right now, to get feedback from you guys. We're going to go back and design a concept which we feel is the best based on all the feedback we get from you guys and just our experience with filtering all that feedback and making it into something that works. And then we're going to come back and present a concept to you guys for more feedback and what you want to change. And like I said, hopefully it's perfect. Usually somebody has something. And also, worth mentioning, we're trying to raise money for the build on this park. So once we have a concept, we've got that pretty picture that people that don't skateboard and don't understand what skate park, the difference between the skate park that, you guys already have, and what could be there instead, you've got something to show them sitting in the park. Like, this is what it could be. And having that picture and helping people visualize that is key for fundraising. And then we get into final design, which is, you know, construction documents. Those are basically the working drawings or blueprints that our crews will actually use to build the park and we'll use for permitting. And then the fun part, construction, just a couple photos of the process. You can see up there on the left, massive excavation and formwork, drainage, rebar, steel fabrication, and then shotcrete and concrete placement and finishing. And then it's time to party, grand opening. So, you know, we're always trying to help out with the grand opening and have a good time and good clean fun. But this is where we turn the park over to you guys, and it's up to all of you to take care of from there. Just going to show you guys a couple park examples. Just kind of hopefully get the creative juices flowing, get some ideas going on your forms, and then we're going to jump around the room and kind of have everybody chime in on, like, if you could have one or two features in the park, you know, what would you guys choose? So yeah, this is Houston. Sorry to tease you guys with this one, but it's worth showing. There's a little something for everybody there. I won't go through the whole video because it's kind of long, but so this one's 76,000 square feet, so it's about almost 2 acres of skate park. All right, we'll move on from there. So this is Judkins Skate Park in Seattle. This park's about 7,000 square feet and is like a good example of a mix of transition and street terrain. It's actually also, as far as what I talked about earlier, as far as like context and integration, this was actually like what we used for inspiration for this park was the whole Mountains to Sound I-90 corridor deal, and like the kind of snake run inspired flow bowl is supposed to represent the sound. Over here you have like some transition elements in the street, which are the mountains, the Cascades, and then the kind of urban area over here with like ledges and stuff was kind of to represent the old viaduct, which was still there when we built it. This is Star Skate Plaza in Star, Idaho. Again, this is kind of just, there's really no kind of bowl or focused transition area or focused street area. It's all kind of mixed in and intertwined, which is a cool concept. Also, you know, with the local context, you got the stars placed throughout the park in integral concrete color. This is just another example of kind of a different style of parks, I should say, in Vista, California that we did. It was two 10,000 square foot parks that were a block away from each other, and one was complete all transition terrain with a flow bowl and like a pool style bowl, and then the other was all street terrain. And this is just kind of an example of, like, you know, a skate park taking a different shape. This is in College Station, Texas. And it's it's really just this long, narrow skate path that's all this different street features that makes its way back to a couple of bowls in the back area. All right. So now we want to know what we're doing here. So yeah, like I said, please fill out those comment forms. We'll come around and collect them at the end of the meeting. But let's go around the room and let's hear what you guys want to see in your park. Andrea's going to be taking notes.
Try not to make it hard to spell, okay?
And definitely, feel free to yell because it's loud in here. So we'll start. You want to start over here? Start with this table right here.
Yeah, global. A lot of exclamation.
What?
Global. With the exclamation points.
Multiple.
This is something I can do.
Right, you guys.
I like a good half pipe.
Half pipe.
That's the only good thing you have right
Yeah. How about you two? Rail? All right. How about back there at the next table? No, you. Okay.
Super specific.
Any others back here? Same table? Rails? Fair enough. Anything else? Oh. Let me start here with this guy.
Facilities, bathroom facilities and stuff, I assume are concessions of any kind going in this building?
What's that?
Is there any kind of restroom facility, bathroom concessions, anything like that?
There are restrooms.
There are existing restrooms, yeah.
What about like any kind of concession deal?
There's not a plan for concessions right now.
But that's a thought.
Put it on the list.
You guys are the contractors in the building? That's it.
Lucy? Gabe?
Yeah, thanks, Matt. That was a really great presentation. Thanks for sharing that with us. I was curious, like all of your examples of existing skate parks are all outdoor facilities. Do you have examples of like any covered structures or anything to turn a 3-season park into a 4-season park? Or maybe like a phase 2 construction idea where you can have some partial coverage or something like that?
We
Snow
don't.
coverage.
There's always a lot of talk about coverings early on in design, but a roof covering is basically around 3 times the cost of the concrete per square foot. So typically what happens is that when you get to the point of kind of going, do we want to fill this area with a skate park, or do we want a third of it as a skate park covered? And then there's also the consideration of a covering will keep snow and rain from falling directly on the concrete, but still in the cold weather, you have the condensation just from the environment and whatever is happening sideways or at an angle. So there's been a handful of parks like Lincoln City, phase 2 in Oregon, where they have a roof, and it just isn't super effective on achieving like the goal that you almost have to go full indoors if you want.
Okay, thanks for that. So then, if that's kind of like cost prohibitive, can you go to a plan B and make it into a 4-season skate park with like, let your bowls fill with water and make them ice skating rinks?
Possibly.
That may be something to consider too.
Yeah.
Different kind of skating.
That would be cool. It's definitely possible. Ice skating rink.
Yeah, thanks.
I like it. Yeah. How about you guys back here?
Kiddie pool.
Kidney? Kidney pool.
Kiddie pool?
Yeah.
Wait, we do like that loud?
Yeah.
Like
I'll just
pretty
read.
loud?
I'll relay it.
Okay, thanks.
You know, a hip with some wall ride opportunity.
Okay.
You know?
Hit with wall ride opportunities.
I'm leaving this up to the young guns.
Something for the young guns?
I'll leave the,
you're leaving. Okay.
up to the young guns.
Sorry for skipping you.
We got like a spine transfer.
Spine transfer.
Mini ring with the spine.
Oh.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Like some connected flow, not necessarily a wall, but like snake running or like river, a la river sailing type stuff.
Okay.
And you can go all the way around.
Connected flow. Got it.
An overbowl with some gnarly pool coping on it.
Like an oververt pocket?
Yeah.
Okay. Oververt.
Yeah, close over.
Is that right?
With pool coping.
Yeah, oh yeah. You can put some rocks in there.
Building with rocks, I like it.
Yeah.
Make me cartoon.
You're gone. Yeah, you're gone.
Give me some ball. Mini ramp with the spine and snake run and really floating.
Where we go? We'll jump back to this table.
Fine.
Nothing for you?
Transitional spine.
Transitional spine. You mean like an escalated spine?
You know, like the Edmund Skatepark, it's got the two mini half pipes with a spine in between. So you can do something like that, maybe a little bigger.
Anybody else over here?
Alright, so, yeah, I want to echo the sentiment of this guy's for the concession. Maybe we can get Cle Elum High School in with the DECA group and do a pop-up skate shop inside that concession so they can understand inventory controls, just like starting and managing a business. Might be a great way to integrate these kids into the real world with entrepreneurialism, kind of supporting that kind of mindset and that journey. So, might be kind of cool. Fun way to raise money. It's like a toll on a bridge. You know, snacks and such. These kids are consuming that during there. It helps fund the project of the park and keeping it well kept. And then like a live art wall, like in Woodville Skatepark, off of the graffiti wall, right? The creatives and the doers and the makers that aren't actually there to skate, but they're there to support their friends, but to give them an outlet, fidgety hands to do something. They can do a graffiti wall or some sort of cool like paint pen on that, but in perpetuity, it's all being transferred over every day. New mind, new art, new style, new skis comes in. It's kind of a cool feature. That's it. That's all I got there. Give me the pulpit. I'm done.
It sounds like you're gonna sponsor the club at the high school.
I'll happy to do that.
Let's talk. I'll hook you up.
I'll be a mentor. You can mark me down. You can quote me. I'll mentor that program.
Good. Put his name down. Oh, I would just do like a contract or any kind of like contract, but I don't know if any of this of that. I was getting years.
I'm here for the connection flow as well as the perpetual motion.
Perpetual motion.
I could not hear that.
So I'm gonna vote for connection.
Connected flow. Check mark.
Two more for that?
Features too, though. There's three features, not just back and forth, side to side, corner to corner, back. So you're not waiting for someone to try the trick on the rail or the ledge or whatever. You're just zinging around. Everyone has room to be mobile and never stop rolling.
The gravity is going to be in play. You know, we have tiers coming down, so you can flow from one to the next and next. And spread those out. You can get a lot more moving your feet out of your heart as well as connected flare.
Ski run.
Check my notes next. Connected flare.
You gotta put a Sasquatch for each other. We gotta get one.
Is this okay? Connected circle side to side.
Street features that mimic like real street obstacles that you would find in like a schoolyard. Maybe even borrow from like classic street spots like the China Banks in San Francisco. or like a leg set up like a mini Wallenberg or something like that. And that kind of gives you the idea that you're getting that feel without being in the rugged streets of Cle Elum.
If you wanted to have something that was covered, you can have a ramp, like an 8-foot ramp or a third ramp, and just have like one feature be covered that was only skatable all year round, in like a bonsai hut or an A-bar or something like that. And the rest of the park would be outside, you would be outside anyways in the sun. But if you had, like what he has at his office, you could skate that all year round. He has his office. It's a big vert ramp. It's like a 14-foot vert ramp with like a dome cover over it. It goes almost all the way down and around. And you can skate that. You can have that concrete stuff outside and have.
You should celebrate this one, Matt.
This is
Tim. Hut.
A-hut, enclosed, feature.
I'd like to see some skate on the rock features and like pole jams, maybe like a rainbow pole jam.
Yeah, like stuff that looks like it shouldn't be skated, but it's fully skated. Like if there's planters, coping and stuff on it. If there's benches, make the benches skatable. Even, if there's a picnic table for people to sit at, maybe somehow appropriate that you could hit that somehow. And like, how you guys have been putting the random little curves all over on the new parks? That shit's
Slap curves.
yeah.
We did the skatable planters and benches and all that. You can flip the page over again.
I am.
Yeah.
I was excited to do that.
Still way in, Adam. Just
I want to see a portal go upside down and
full pipe. Kind of great.
Yeah, incorporate the coal mining theme into it, coal mine shaft entrance, but make it where you can carve in it, around it, over it.
Yeah, I think I'd like to riff on that.
Don't worry, we
Skatable art.
prepared for it. Yes.
Skatable art, some local, like you're talking about, all the giving it a local voice or whatever, something that is recognizable. So there'll be some skate tourism. People want to come here to hit that feature. Like the coal mine shaft, maybe you could have a pick at the full jam stuck in the ground or something like that. But some skatable art, something that doesn't look like it should be skated, but you get to the park. I like it. And another exclamation point on the flow bowl on the other page. You don't have to go back.
We're going to go in and try. First one. Number one.
You want to say something about yoga? What do you want to say? We're kind of jumping around a little bit at this point.
We've got a couple more over here. He's about to.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Jump track?
Death loop on the jump track.
Death loop on jump track.
I said jump track.
Jump track. So to kind of demographic that can't be here tonight because they're features that are rideable by both little people as well as really good people, so that they have something to aspire to that they can try and start and then eventually evolve. That would be really great. Or features that it's totally new or super good or anywhere in between.
Pump zone out of the regular flow.
Yeah, just something like, these inspired kids can grow. And
These old ladies learning too as well.
Yeah. And then also super safe, go back to that feel of feeling. Sometimes folks should be walking by. Right? That was just pretty cool.
Yeah. What do you guys over here?
So what would be how realistic would it be to have just like a mini ramp that's not subterranean, like above ground with a roof over it? Like if you put a roof above the current mini ramp, I feel like it wouldn't be that bad.
Yeah. I mean, could be an option. I mean, metal is a lot like concrete in cold weather where you get the slick on it. But you know, it's something to consider for sure.
Thank you. All I can do is replace it stay flat. So I always appreciate part of the have a good spot for guys to skate. It's out of the way. Like tuck away in the corner so we can only do what I do. Second head. That's awkward.
Yeah, within the sun where all your lines keep crossing. Struggling. Wait, all good. More of a closing the bond, so having a clear line across. Yeah,
Just put no crisscross crashing.
And a Euro.
And a Euro gap.
And a Euro what?
A Euro gap.
Okay.
Right. Missed. Manual pad and box. Like a combo? Combo. Yeah, you can create a combo. Not like a 4-foot long.
Designers do. I got it.
You make it?
Sorry. Straight from the 80s.
Oh, yeah, that's for music. Yeah.
Brookings, Oregon, cool jump gap, jump.
Power for music?
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. Power.
Electrical outlet.
What do you mean? You don't want to bring your boom box?
Bring the band.
Alright, well, it's a pretty good list to work with.
Hope I translated your requests effectively, y'all.
Yeah.
This is how I understand too well and speaking. Yes, in the back.
I think Sasquatch feature.
Yes.
You gotta put Sasquatch somewhere there. Like over it and put that optimist, you know, like.
Bigfoot.
Got the Sasquatch.
My 7-year-old says that we're actually looking at trying to get a little more to make it so we put more of the big builders.
Bold and
I like that.
all right.
Yeah?
I don't know. I
Oh, we
think
got
you
another
did it.
hand.
Sorry, I might have missed that already, but my last idea was, you know, when I think about what looks like the primary iconic symbol of Cle Elum is Teal Point. So I really liked your idea of or your example of the Hawaii, the volcanoes. If you could have some kind of scalable Teal Point feature that was distinguishable, that would be really like it.
Okay. Great suggestion.
Climbing wall.
Climbing wall pump.
Community center. Community center.
No back. Sandstone? You make it look like sandstone. I don't know how they want to see right. Good one. Okay, last chance. I got a finger. Stairs.
I can't walk upstairs without a meal.
You can't even smell real, sorry. I need another beer.
Got some carpal tunnel going yet?
Actually, yes. I had acupuncture earlier and my wrist stopped popping afterwards for a second. That's the wrong camera.
All right. Well, with that, yeah, so here's the next steps coming up. So we're going to take this long list of comments back to Grindline headquarters, and we're going to come up with a proposed conceptual design and bring it back here in April to present to you guys. So we'll do the same thing where we post up on social media and around town and let you guys know when the next meeting is. And from there, May complete the final concept. That's when we'll have the pretty picture that we can start to use for more fundraising and stuff like that. Then this summer get into construction documents and get all the permitting stuff dialed and basically have this thing ready to build as soon as the snow melts in 2023. Fun fact that I just learned actually is that the original park was opened in 2003, so this will be a 20-year anniversary replacement. So, yeah.
Thank you guys so much for coming out. We'd also really like to thank Rotary. They are our sponsor for our 501(c)(3). You've been incredibly generous and super, super supportive. We would not be here today if it was not for all the wonderful people who are a part of our local Rotary community and ensuring us that we got the funding for the design. So that's a really important thing. If you guys are not a part of Rotary in your local business, you should join it. Anyway, thank you so much, Matt. We really appreciate your time. Thank you guys for coming, and we'll be in the back corner if you want anything. Yes, Lucy? Yes. So, the Cle Elum Skatepark.com. Super complicated. We've got some stickers over here that are awesome. They have our QR code, the links to the websites. We've got a sign-up sheet if you're interested in getting a newsletter that at this point doesn't exist, but Mike is working on things. But so grateful for you all. This is a great turnout. We're super grateful for everyone showing up. Please come ask questions, comments, whatever, and have fun.
Thanks, everybody.